Apollo 12, Uncensored and Unfiltered, authored by Dr. Elliot Haymoff, narrated by Al Reinert. Part 1, Introduction.
Well, the rocket itself was almost like 40 stories tall, and that's more than the Statue of Liberty. I think it's on a par with the Washington Monument. I'm not sure. And every inch of it is full of exploding fuel. It's equivalent to sitting on top of an H-bomb or an A-bomb, or enough of a bomb to where you don't care what kind of bomb it is. You're gone if it doesn't work right. And Alan Shepard said once that, I can't remember exactly what it was, but every part in it was built by the low bidder, So when you're sitting on top of the thing, you know better than anybody else how complicated it is, how many moving parts there are in it, The wiring in the thing could wire a small city, to where it's a very complicated, very powerful machine. And those guys knew it better than we could, and there was nothing they could do about it. It's the actual launch is the portion of the flight where they have the least control. They're basically just passengers. To where here are these guys that have spent all their lives learning how to fly, learning to be pilots, be at the controls. And during launch, there's really very little they can do except for just strap in and ride it, So it was very nervous making for them. The heart rates that they monitored in mission control, almost invariably showed higher heart rates during launch than in any other portion of the flight, including when they would land on the moon. Because when they're landing, they're driving it. When they're blasting off, they're just sitting there. And they were as scared as they ever got. Well, I think clearly if you were a hitchhiker and were picked up by any of the lunar missions, 12 would have been the one that would have been fun to tag along on. They were all these Navy buddies. I think Pete Conrad and Dick Gordon had been wingmates on a carrier before, they'd all known each other, flown together, felt comfortable together, and they had a gas. That you can tell listening to the tapes from those days. They had a lot of fun when they went. And hopefully everybody had at least some fun, but they're the ones that there's no question in your mind. These guys had a good time. Now it's like a bunch of, teenagers going on a camp out, it was sort of the attitude that they went into it with. And they really did have a good time. And still did everything they were supposed to do. Did a terrific good job. You can enjoy yourself in life and still do a good job. And they really proved it. You can go to the moon and enjoy yourself and still do a good job. Well, Al Bean, I remember, had the best story of anybody that I talked to about takeoff, from the moon, because he said that, he and Pete Conrad were old buddies, So, they're back inside getting ready to go. And of course, they've got their big checklist and Bean is working like crazy. And so he's got everything ready to go about 2 hours beforehand. And he's got nothing to do but sit there and be nervous. And Conrad would kind of sit there drinking some orange juice and say, well, you're worried that it's not going to work, aren't you? And Bean said, yeah, I am. And Conrad had just sort of scratched that itch for a couple hours, that's the way astronauts were. Of course, 12 went just fine, took off just fine, came back to the Earth. And what's the first thing Conrad does? The next guy to go to the moon is his best friend, Jim Lovell, who's going to fly on Apollo 13. And on 12, they had gone over the landing site for 13, which was up in the mountains of the moon for the first time. Conrad and Armstrong had both landed on the plains, where it was very flat. Lovell's supposed to land up in the mountains. And so Conrad comes back and goes up to his friend. In fact, doesn't even say it to Lovell. He says it to Marilyn Lovell, Jim's wife. Says, well, we went over Jim's landing site while I was up at the moon. And Marilyn says, really? What did it look like? And Pete just goes, that's the kind of games they'd play on each other. Some of the funniest stories are Apollo 12 stories. I don't know if they've told you this, but, they had Playboy Playmates on all of their suit cuffs, Did they tell you about the stunt with the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?